Hey guys, Adrian here, and I wanted to talk to you about my least favorite technical interview question. So we've all been there before. You're sitting in a conference room at a company, sitting across from one or two people who are asking you questions, and it happens. Bam! Pit in your stomach, heart races. They just asked that question that you hate to hear. For me, that question is, you type a URL into the address box in your browser and hit enter. What happens? So really, this is a great question to ask in an interview because it gives you an understanding of the depth and breadth of knowledge that the candidate has. Are they knowledgeable about the network layer? Can they tell you about what's happening when, packets are traveling across the internet, all the way up to application layer stuff? What happens if there's a load balancer in the way? Do they know what a load balancer does? Do they know what happens with a web server? It's a very, very open-ended question that can give you a very good idea about what your candidate knows. But nobody uses it that way. Every time I've ever been asked this question in an interview, it's been like one of those gotcha questions where they're trying to stump you or they're trying to throw you off. It's either a gotcha question or somebody is trying to understand your knowledge of things, but then they inevitably judge you in a very strange way, because they'll say, regardless of what you said and how knowledgeable you are about one aspect of it, well, he didn't talk about this other aspect, and that's what I was worried about, and since he doesn't know anything about that. But the thing is that person may know something about that. They just didn't bring it up because they went down one rabbit hole and you never guided them back to where you were trying to get them to. And that's the thing, is this is a question where you have to essentially babysit the person answering the question through the whole question, because you want to know some things, but at the point that somebody starts diving into electron pulses over copper and the transmission speed over fiber, I don't think that most people care about that, but it's possible that that's something that somebody knows about, and then they just keep going, and because they're assuming that you're going to guide them in the right direction, and you don't, they're just going to keep going with whichever route that they chose. And well, he never got to, what happens when you have, stateless web servers set up to connect to a MySQL backend.
It just occurred to me that I could set up a frequency harmonic between the deflector and the shield grid using the warp field generator as a power flow anti-attenuator.
And he didn't talk about that, so he obviously doesn't know what he's talking about. That's the kind of crap that bothers me with this question.
It flames on the side of my face.
Because nobody pays enough attention to it. You have to be an active participant in the question if you're going to ask that question, and nobody does. Also, it's time consuming. If you have an hour to interview somebody, or even just 3 hours to interview somebody, this is a question that could ostensibly last for a full half an hour, 45 minutes of having somebody walk through something like this. It ends up being a huge pain in the ass, and it's a huge waste of time. So interviewers out there, don't ask that question during an interview. And if you do like that question, comment down below to let me know why, because I want somebody to tell me a reason why it's a good question, other than for the reasons that I said. I genuinely want to know. I really want to know if there's something I'm missing about this question, because I don't think that it's a worthwhile question, because nobody puts enough effort into the question when they're asking it. They just let people go with it, and I want to know. Seriously, you can get super in depth with it and you're wrong because you didn't touch on this one thing, or you can give a very basic overview of what happens in between, and they say you got it wrong because you didn't go into enough detail. You can't win with this question, and every time I've ever been asked it, it has been annoying, because whoever asked the question either looks like they got that stupid shit-eating grin on their face because they asked you the big gotcha question, or they look disappointed because you didn't delve into what they wanted you to delve into. If you are going to ask that question, you have to guide the person through it so that they hit on all the points that you want them to hit on, and you can find out if they know the things that you want them to know. You can't just let somebody go and just let them just wander off into the ether, literally. Anyways, that was just me ranting. It's something I felt like I needed to get off of my chest and unload on you guys, impart a little knowledge. So if you like this video, hit the like button. If you like what I do on this channel, hit subscribe. And as always, if you have a question or you want to tell me that I'm wrong and I suck, hit me up in the comments. I definitely read all the comments and I will probably reply to you. Bye.